to follow Police Chief Dave Zibolski as he announces his retirement. The top cop making that announcement at Fargo City Hall today. We've been bringing you team coverage, including from Valley News teams, Harrison Prey. Harrison, you had an opportunity to ask the chief questions today at City Hall. He's really saying family is the focus of this retirement.
Yeah, he mentioned that it came down to family, and ultimately he wanted to serve his term, which he promised Mayor Mahoney, and now's about that time. So his last day will be on March 27th, and from that point on, there will be an interim police chief from there on out, scheduled for March 30th. And so, yeah, he said it came down to family decisions, and that it's time.
And we also have been talking about next steps because I think a lot of our viewers are wondering what's going to happen. We're losing our police chief. The mayor's term is ending. Mayor Tim Mahoney is stepping down in June of this year. So what are the next steps to fill the police chief's position?
So the next steps, obviously, that interim chief, like I mentioned, is going to come in for March 30th, and then the elections will be on June 9th. That's ultimately what city leaders are talking about when it comes to giving them a chance to pick 2 new commissioners and then obviously a mayor. So they want to give them the opportunity to make that decision for the next permanent police chief.
All right. Thank you so much, Harrison. Now, we got his full story earlier tonight, and you can, of course, find that on valleynewslive.com's website. But we are also following this story from another angle. Valley News team's Ethan Kramer speaking with a couple of commissioners about how this announcement was communicated. Some not too happy to really have some secrecy surrounding this announcement. Ethan Kramer now joining us. What are you hearing from commissioners?
Well, I spoke to 2 commissioners today, Commissioner Michelle Turnberg and Deputy Mayor Denise Kolpak. Let's start with Deputy Mayor Denise Kolpak, as she told me that, she was just a little frustrated with how the commissioners found out, because she said that they didn't find out till hours after the mayor and city admin knew that that Police Chief Dave Zibolski was stepping down. So they would just want a little more transparency. She put out a post on social media ahead of the press conference about it, and then I spoke with her after, and she just echoed those same things. She just wants a little more transparency. She just would have rather the city commissioners know a lot sooner.
Anything else that commissioners are concerned about, worried about, as far as next steps?
I think they're just kind of wanting this to play out. And there's obviously, as Harrison just talked about, the June election. I think there's obviously they want to wait until there's the mayor in place, the two new commissioners. I think they just want to wait, let them help decide who the new permanent police chief will be. Obviously, they'll have the interim here shortly, but they want to make sure that the new commission goes in and decides who this is going to be.
Okay. We are going to be able to have your full story tonight at 10. Hearing a lot more, and we're continuing to follow this. So thank you so much, Ethan. Now, taking a look at our forecast, we want to step outside as we get ready for 4. Yes, you heard me right. We've got 4 first alert weather days on the way. Current conditions looking okay. I mean, we're seeing a pretty sunset, but this can all change pretty rapidly. We've already been anticipating, Joseph, some showers, and we're seeing some flakes fly as we head into the evening hours. So, meteorologist Joseph Williams, what can you tell us about what to expect into the evening hours?
Well, the good news is that the flakes that we saw today, they will dissipate over the next hour or 2. The bad news is that we'll be trading in for an even more active pattern. As you mentioned, we have 4 first alert weather days. This is the first round, Thursday into late Friday morning, because we're looking at a very strong low pressure system. It'll move in from the Pacific Northwest into our region, bring some heavy snow in the northern areas. So think northeast North Dakota, northwest Minnesota, the Northern Valley. Wintry mix in the central areas, and then rain in the southern areas. And all the while, strong wind gusts above 60 miles per hour, they're possible with our upcoming system. And that combination of snow and wind means blowing snow, slick roads, low visibility, travel impacts, you name it. It's going to be very messy out there. Just this is the scope of all of our weather alerts. We have high wind warnings in southeast North Dakota and the Southern Valley because wind gusts could be 60 to 70 miles per hour in these locations. And we have winter weather alerts in the northern areas because while the wind gusts will be weaker, I say weaker, quote unquote, in the context of 40 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts. At the same time, snow is expected to fall in these locations. I'm thinking somewhere between 2 to 8 inches possible in the northern areas, probably in the middle range of at least 3 inches. And that combination could lead to maybe even blizzard conditions in the northern valley, for example, for Thursday night heading to Friday. Here's a look at a low pressure system to show you what I'm talking about. We see that wintry mix starting to move into western North Dakota Thursday morning, spreading into eastern North Dakota Thursday afternoon, and by late afternoon, it's moved into northwest Minnesota. And again, very strong low pressure system, so it's going to dump a lot of snow and mix in the northern areas of our region. Fargo, meanwhile, probably looking at a wintry mix, so rain and snow mixed in. And we'll see that precipitation continuing until Thursday night heading into Friday morning. So again, snow accumulation, strong winds, blowing snow, impacts galore. And then our second round comes in Saturday and Sunday. So we're looking at more snow and wind, this time in the southern areas of our region, of which we'll go more in depth on this on Valley News Live at 9 and 10. So be sure to tune into that. But in the meantime, yeah, that's what we're expecting.
I have to say I'm not really loving this forecast, but you know, it's March, mid-March. We're entering that area. This is kind of what we should expect, huh?
Definitely an up and down pattern for the spring season.
Yeah, absolutely. Warmer days, though. Thank you, Joseph. On the way. So we are anticipating a bit of a warm up, but let's move on to another one of our top stories tonight as we continue to follow coverage of 25-year-old Isadora Wengel. There's now another search planned to locate her remains. You may remember Fargo police have been asking volunteers to keep an eye out for a 27-gallon black storage tote with a red top. They believe that is connected to her murder and potential dismemberment. So if you are interested in volunteering and helping in this search, it is scheduled for Saturday, March 21st at 10 a.m. Volunteers are being asked to meet at Lions Park. You may remember 21-year-old Joshua Haidt is facing charges for the murder and dismemberment of Wengel after forensic evidence linked him to her death. Let's switch gears to our final big story of the night. Dish customers, we hear you and we feel your disappointment, truly. The company has officially pulled Valley News Live from its programming lineup. Many of you not happy, and there's not much we can do about that right now besides give you other ways to watch. We can do that for you. Of course, you can download our VNL app, and remember, you can watch KVLY for free if you have an antenna or streaming apps, including Hulu, Roku, Amazon Fire, in addition to Apple TV, Paramount, and Peacock. So while we may not be able to restore your access on Dish, there are so many ways you can access Valley News Live, Valley News Now, and make sure to watch. But that's going to do it for us on this Wednesday night. Thanks so much for joining. I'm Jessica Bringe.